Hey, what's up, YouTubers? This is Ryan with Phips's Fixes, and I am changing out some grease in a boat trailer. Problem with my grease is it's got water in it. It's mixed. It's no good. I'm gonna change it out before it does any more damage, such as rust or anything like that. So far, I changed out the other side, which was worse. This is the first time I've changed out these bearings. This is a 2000 trailer, and from what I can tell, it has never been touched. So this is the first time, literally, these hubs have ever been changed out of this trailer. So like I said, the other side, it's pretty bad. It was leaking grease, getting it all over the rim. Noticed I had a little hole in the seal. Changed it out. After I cleaned out the grease, cleaned out the bearings, I'm going to go through everything step by step on this side. Now that I know what I'm doing from the other side, I'm going to mirror it and use it on this side. This side isn't bad. Either way, it don't matter. I'm going to change them both out. I'm not just going to do one side and leave the other side. I'm going to do them both so I know, hey, both of them are done at the same time. So whenever I have to do another side, one day I can go change both again at the same time. So some things that we're going to need to change out this hub is you can see down here I got at least a half a roll of shop towel, impact wrench. My lugs are 13/16, needle nose pliers. I thought about using these bearing buddies. I just figure I'm just going to use my old ones and just replace the rubber seals from them. These are pretty heavy, and I can imagine them being hitting a bump, and these things just completely coming out just from the weight. They are steel, they're not aluminum. The aluminum caps that come on the trailers are pretty light, so I'm probably not going to use these. I'm probably just going to return it because they're about $25 to $30 depending on where you shop. I got these bearing buddies from O'Reilly's. They have them. You're going to need a rubber hammer, some rubber gloves. You're going to need some parts cleaner and degreaser. Clean out the old bearings, all that water and old grease. Because it's a boat, I do got marine grease that's pretty thick. I'd assume it's because it helps propel the water, keep it from going into the bearings itself. Probably a little better than just the auto grade stuff or the other stuff out there on the market. So I got a Master Pro grease. Jack stand. I got a floor jack. I picked me up a new grease gun. You get this at O'Reilly's too. It was about 25 bucks. Power torque, not bad. Alright, these are the plugs that I got. It's just from an old, it looks like an old part, but it's been on the shelf for a hot minute. But these are the plugs. Dexter Axle makes these plugs. And this is what was punctured on the other side. I don't know if it was road debris or what, but the grease is coming out, water was going in. Part number K71. See it without the glare. 32000. It's called a lube plug, made by Dexter Axle. So far, it worked pretty good on the other side. I took the old inner bearing out. Still wasn't bad. Kind of brown. Got a little heated up, maybe some from some bearing friction, but still not bad. The oil seal is not bad. I took it out anyways and replaced it. Might as well. New rubber, new seal, and this right here. You can buy these seals from Trailer Parts Pro. The part number on this is RG06-020. It's the inner seal. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to jack this this side of the boat up. I'm going to put a wheel chock on the other side of it so it don't roll back on me. Put the jack stand under it and get to work. Now I'm going to do this step by step. This might be a 30-minute video. It might be cut here and there, but I want to walk through it step by step, so maybe you can watch this video right next to you and you can watch it step by step as we go along. You can do the same thing. I suggest though a whole roll of the blue shop towels. I mean, obviously you can use some rags or whatnot, but I don't have that many rags laying around. They can get a big box of these for 15 bucks. Big bag actually, for 15 bucks down at Sam's Club for real cheap. I think I get like 15 or 16 rolls or something like that. I can't remember. Probably 16. But yeah, let's get started. Now what I noticed before I get started, so this bearing buddy, right? It has a grease nipple on the inside. So does the original hub. Now, if I replace this with the bearing buddy, I'm gonna have to take the grease nipple out of the inside of this hub that's on here, so that it allows the grease to go in as well through the center of the axle out through the back. Because what happens is when I open it up, I'll show you, using this original grease nipple pushes the grease out to the back of the back bearing and then pushes it all forward through the bearing, through the axle, and through the outer bearing, making sure it's all greased up. Now, this is the reason why I'm not using the bearing buddy, is because I like the way it's set up, right? Because it pushes the grease through the axle and back out through everything else, making sure everything's lubed. If I just did this, now it's pushing grease from the outside to the inside, trapping that air, not letting the grease circulate through the axle and back to the very back bearing. Because I'm going to clean that back bearing. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time trying to pack it, okay, or pack the outer bearing. You'll see as I use the old grease nipple that's already in there, it's going to push it through the bearings, and you're not going to have to pack the bearings like you think you will have to. So I'm not going to use this bearing buddy. I'm going to get my 25 bucks back, and I'm going to use the old one. What else? That's pretty much it. I'm going to jack this up, get the stand underneath it. Just a little high so you can get that the torque wrench, or that torque impact wrench on it, so it doesn't spin the tire. So it's a little tighter. I'm a big O'Reilly's guy, Harbor Freight guy. So pretty much all the tools that I use. I'm not an expensive Mac Pro guy. I'm not an expensive anything guy. I'm just hey, if you got the tools, it does the job. Hey, it does the job. And if they break, oh well, you either go one, return it, or two, just move on. Alright, so that's on the jack stand. Taking the tire off. I need to get me an extra tire just so I have a spare on the front. I'm probably going to get one of those mounts from Harbor Freight and a spare tire from there as well. They look almost exactly the same. So just by inspecting it, I'm going to move you a little closer. Just by inspecting it, it's not rattling. I mean, it's good. Hey man, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But in this case,